What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rides. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. I'm here at Maserati Alfa Romeo of Daytona Beach, where fresh off the truck just came this 2020 Maserati Ghibli Granlusso rear-wheel drive. It's done in a Nero Ribelli paint with the Cuyo interior. That's a metallic black with the tan interior. Now the tan guts look incredible, and there's some nice specs inside that I want to show you guys. But we haven't got too many 2020 Ghiblis on the channel this year because we haven't got too many so far. So since this just came in, I wanted to get this out on the channel for you guys, especially with the hype around the hybrid Ghiblis that will be debuting very soon if the Beijing Motor Show does not get canceled due to, you know, the virus going on around. I won't even say the name. Don't want to get demonetized. But with that said, let's talk about this specific Maserati Ghibli, how much it costs, what are the specs, and then everything that comes in a luxury model. What makes this a luxury Maserati? What makes this a luxury vehicle in general? Because the Granlusso is the luxury model. So let's see what this brings to the table for 2020. Now, when it comes to size specifications for your 2020 Ghibli, in length, you're looking at about 195.7 inches. Now, your width without side mirrors is 76.6 inches, and your width with side mirrors is 83.8 inches. Your height is actually going to be 57.5 inches with your wheelbase at 118 inches. Your curb weight is 3,990 pounds. Now let's talk about the exterior of this Ghibli, because normally we go over the sporty stuff, but this is the luxury stuff. This is more about style and comfort. So you're not gonna see any black packages on this. You're not gonna see any sporty front fascias. What you'll see is that mica paint. That's $1,000 extra upcharge with this Nero Ribelli. So you do see the nice reflection and the nice metallic flake in the paint. And the Florida sun always does a great job. I'm so lucky to live here because this sun just really shows off and flexes for us on the channel and really shows you what these paints are all about. So again, we'll get a little bit closer so you guys can see exactly how much this metallic flake shines even when the car is not clean and up to, you know, final detail spec. This thing looks incredible. So you'll get that paint. You'll also get a couple other things like these 19-inch Proteo silver wheels. Now, if you guys don't remember, my 2015 Maserati Ghibli, my first Ghibli, had these exact wheels, but I had the red calipers with the white script. Since this is a Granlusso, the Granlusso model will come with a black caliper with white script. That's a good way to know that it's a Granlusso model. Just one of the ways. It's not always that way, but the Granlusso models will come with that. You'll also see that Granlusso badge on the side fender, but we'll talk about that in a moment. We do have the P0 Pirelli all-season tires. Again, this is not a sporty spec, so you're gonna get the all-season tires. You're gonna get the smaller wheel setup, and you do have the Brembo brakes, 6-piston calipers. Also with this, you're going to have Maserati's Matrix LED headlights. All right, these are an upcharge, these are an upgrade, but with the Granlusso, they will come with this model, and they look phenomenal. I've always talked about the past couple of years when Maserati upgraded to these lights on how incredible they really look, how they function. I've done videos on them specifically before. You guys need to check them out. I'll turn them on in just a moment here, but just to show you, you guys do have the full Matrix LED lighting. All right, so incredible. Now with the Granlusso up front, you're going to get a little bit different styling. You're gonna have the chrome accents on both sides of the front fascia there. All right, that just adds a little bit more flair, a little bit more class, a little bit more luxury. Your typical Maserati grille, all right, and you get the big fat Trident with the driver assistance package, which plays a big part in all of the level 2 autonomous driving, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. That famous Maserati insignia there, right up front, as you're used to. And then we'll move around to the side. Now, the side profile is a little different. With the Granlusso, you'll get the body match side skirts. So you do have that Nero Ribelli paint all down the side skirts. You can see where you were talking about where these will be a matte black finish like normal. But with the luxury model, you have it in the body color paint. Now you also keep the chrome window moldings and the chrome door handles because, again, this is the luxury model. So you're gonna want the class, you're gonna want the chrome, you're gonna want the, you know, flash, all that good stuff. So you keep it chrome, keep it nice. You do have the sunroof. Every Ghibli comes with the sunroof standard, so you will have that as always. Move around to the back. All right, biggest thing here is, well, it's just the fascia here, the rear diffuser. All right, so you have the body color rear diffuser down the center, as you guys can see. And then you have the plastic black surround going through the middle here and around the dual exhaust. Other than that, the back is pretty plain, pretty simple, pretty to the point. With the luxury model, there's not much flair to it. Now, we all love this twin turbo V6 built by Ferrari up to Maserati specs. Now, we also know that Maserati is going to be releasing their new power plant built by them this year in the next couple of months. So we have to, I guess, kind of rejoice, but appreciate these while they're still around. Now, you'll notice that this is the entry-level model engine because of the silver V6 shield. If you get the S or SQ4 models, you'll have the upgraded engine, and that will have the blue V6 shield. Now, for your power specs for this, again, it is a twin turbo V6, which is a 3-liter, 345 horsepower with this, all right? And your max torque is 369 foot-pounds. Now, you also have a top speed of 166 miles per hour with an acceleration of 5.5 seconds. Now, with that 0 to 60, not the craziest, fastest thing in the world, but with this being the luxury model, it was kind of spec'd that way, kind of did the entry-level model, because the sport model, people are going to be looking for the upgraded engine. For the luxury model, people are not looking to go as fast or that quickness, looking more of a comfortable ride, the great sound, kind of the all-in-one thing. Now, fuel economy is decent, but it is a twin turbo V6 engine, so you're looking at a 19 combined city and highway on premium fuel, which is recommended, or required, shall I say, for this car. Now, you also have 17 city and 24 for your highway. Now, you do have ICE mode, which we'll see in a moment. There's increased efficiency mode that helps you more with the fuel economy, good for the highway or cruise control. So that will help you save here and there. So you might get over 19. Again, if you put it in a sport mode and you're ripping this thing through the town, you're definitely going to get 19 or under. So just depends on your spirited driving. Now, we're going to check out the trunk and cargo in just a moment here, but let's check out the key fob. Still one of the best key fobs in the game when this key fob came out back in 2014 for the Maserati Ghibli at first. Then the Quattroporte and Levante followed suit. Now, with this, you have the big trident. In the back, you have the unlock button, the lock button. You have your trunk release here, and you have your remote start. Physical key is right here, where if you want to release that, you'll press this button in here and then pull it out, and you'll have your physical key if need be. Now, there's a couple of ways you can open this trunk. This one has the kick sensor, all right, so you can open and close it there. You can press this button twice there, all right. You can press the lever under the button, under the Maserati insignia, to open it, and you can also press a button in the inside. So this, convenience is there. So let's just actually press it to open it. We press the button twice for the trunk release. Now, to do the kick sensor is not a swiping motion, but an in, and then it recognizes your foot going out. So we'll go down the center where you're supposed to go and kick out. Now, you see I'm holding the key fob here. It takes a second to go down, but you see it is going down. I did not press it at all, and that is your kick sensor. All right, but again, like I said, you can also press the button underneath. Whoops, I'm on the wrong side, and it will go up because this is a powered trunk. You also have buttons here to close and lock the trunk as well. Now, you have plenty of cargo space with the 2020 Ghibli. Inside, you're looking at 17.66 cubic feet of space. All 3 seats fold down at a 60-40 split, so you do see the divide there for the seats. But if you're folding those seats down, you're doing it from the front, not from the rear. As you can see, there are no physical buttons to actually pull the seats down from here. Now, this has a convenience package on it, so you do have the cargo mat here. On the side here, you also have the cargo net. All right, you see that? And then you should have, yep, right here, the umbrella as well, the Ghibli umbrella. So you have that as well with this package, and I'll break down all the prices pretty soon here for you guys. 12-volt battery here. Batteries in the back as well. Let's see if we can get under here. And sorry for all the noise, guys. It is Bike Week here in Daytona Beach, if you guys know anything about that. All right, let me see. This thing is, this thing is pretty flush to the sides. You're not gonna get any dirt under this. But if I lift it up, you can see the handle here, and underneath you'll see the spare tire. All right, you see that? You see the tire inflate kit, your jack and tools, and then on the side here, you'll see your battery tucked underneath. All right, so it has everything you need right under here, under this cargo mat. But tons of space, pretty practical. I just wish you could fold the seats down from the back here instead of actually having to go up front. Just another step that you would have to do in order to, make it more convenient. Now, before we go inside, I did promise a look at those full matrix LED headlights. which looks so good, look even better in the dark. You do see the switchback LEDs, all right? So you see the bright blue finish or bright white finish mixed in with the amber, that's the switchback, and then you see the matrix headlight there, all right? When you are using this in its full mode, you'll see different lighting shine depending on what it's needing for at the time, all right? Or what it's used for at the time. So you might not always just have this on, depending on the driving at night, what's in your way, what's not, when you're switching lanes, etc. Again, I did a full video on that, so make sure you check that out. You do see your turn signals on the side here, and we'll go on this side. It might be a little bit easier to see. All right, you can see it a little bit. And then we'll go to the same taillights that Maserati has had for the past 5 years or 6 years now. All right, so they look great. I mean, they look great, but Maserati definitely needs to just change up these taillights because they've been the same since the Ghibli came out or came out again. And I don't know, I mean, they look good, but I'm just ready for something new for these. Now, before we get inside the Ghibli, there's a couple of things you should know. As far as these door handles, they are by touch and unlock, all right? Or if I wanted to press and lock, you'll see that the lock is down there. Put my hands in, I got the key, and it opens up. Now, there's another couple things you should know. Soft closed doors with the Lusso model, push in, and there you go. So soft closed doors in the front and the rear. There's another thing you should know. Pillarless design, all right? So as you can see, the pillar stays on the car, it is fixed. So it is really nice when you have the window folded down. Now, there's another couple of things. You notice that this hinge is not preset at all. So I can put this door wherever I want. I can open it as far as I want or as close as I want to the car. That is great for people who love to park next to you, even though you parked all the way in the back of the parking lot to avoid people parking next to you and getting doorknob dings. Well, if somebody parks too close to you, you can just open up the door a little bit. You don't have to open up the door to a preset hinge, say it has to be here, or the next preset is all the way open. Also very nice. And then you have dual pane windows here for sound deadening. So you see the 2 window sets here, all right? And that's for your sound deadening to make things a little bit more quieter, a little bit more comfortable in the interior. Now this is the Lusso, so they had to do it up as far as the spec. The high gloss rovere wood trim, the pianoforte cuoio leather seats. I mean, this is done up. So let's hop inside because, woo, I'm digging this spec, guys. All right, so you have your standard steering wheel. Again, this is not the sport model, so you do not have the paddle shifters here, the big Italian column mounted paddle shifters. You do not have the sport steering wheel. You have the standard steering wheel, but done up in all leather, all right, with some chrome trim. And then on the side with the Lusso, you have that high gloss wood to match, all right? So you have this throughout the car itself, all right? You have it on the steering wheel, you have it on your door paneling, you have it in your center console here, all right? So it's just all pretty unison there. And then you have your cuoio leather to top everything off with the narrow leather as well, all right? So the narrow black leather, the cuoio brown leather, all right? So it's not just all one piece. You got cuoio here, narrow here, cuoio here, narrow here, and then same on your door paneling, okay? So you have the black up top, the high gloss wood trim, and then you have the cuoio right in the center. They really just kind of, you know, made it very contrasty, very unison, and I really love how they did it. All right, narrow armrests as well, and these seats. Man, all right, so I feel like the car salesman that slaps the top of the car and say, this bad boy, but that's how I feel with these seats. All right, so these are the Pianoforte natural leather seats. A big option here, and these are ventilated seats, all right? Naturally drilled leather, so heated and cooled leather seats. You can see the pattern and the stitching in these. It's unmatched. It's so awesome. You really feel like you're sitting in high-class luxury, and that's what this is about. You have the high-class luxury model. You're gonna have the high-class luxury materials in the interior. All right, so we're gonna go across here and look at our door panel. So our door panel, as I bring it in here, has the natural leather as well, all right? So you have the black leather with the nice indentation and the stitching here. All right, so you do see that here for Nero. And then up top, you have the Nero trim as well, all right, with the stitching up top. You have the high gloss trim for the wood. you have the aluminum trim here, all right, and then you have the Kuyo trim right down the center, all right, soft plastic at the bottom, and this has the upgraded Harman Kardon sound system, so you will see the speaker there, and don't forget about the Maserati door sill on the side there. Very nicely put here, very classy, very clean. All right, so we'll go over to the center console here, and you'll see where that wood really shines, literally, and it feels so good. I would hate to scratch something like this, so if I were you and you got a spec like this, definitely like the black piano wood, get this protection film over this so you don't get any scratches. Clear protection film, I mean, it'll save your life. I mean, honestly, it really will. So let's get this car started up because it's a little warm here in Florida. I think we're at 80 something degrees Fahrenheit, so let's start her up. I couldn't help but to rev it a couple times. Please forgive me, please forgive me. It's an intoxicating sound, what can I say? All right, so for your Maserati 2020 Ghibli Granlusso S, same thing you guys have seen in the previous videos as far as, you know, the infotainment screen, the odometer here, everything that you guys have seen before is still here. And with this touchscreen, the Maserati Touch Control Plus system, you have a couple things since you have a couple extra options. One of those options is, well, I said that natural drilled leather is heated and cooled. So you'll see driver heat there, all right? You'll see driver vent there. So right now I'm cooling my buns because again, it is hot. I believe it is 85 degrees, something like that. So it is pretty warm today. But you also have your passenger seat vent and passenger seat heat. All right, that comes with this naturally drilled leather. All right, so that is something to keep in mind. You also have the heated steering wheel option there as well, right there on your dash. Now let's not forget the surround view camera. Since this has the level 2 autonomous driving assistance package, you're gonna get a couple things like highway assist, like adaptive cruise control, like lane keep assist, stuff to where the steering wheel will actually move for you and keep you in the lines, you know, get you across your lanes. It will do everything safely. It will do the for collision warning where it will actually warn you. It will brace the brakes to stop you. But here's the thing, for Maseratis, it does not necessarily clamp the brakes down. What it does is it gets the caliper very close to the rotor there, all right? And then by the time you step on it, the travel distance is so close that you barely have to touch the brake to where it will stop it. Now, this is only in an event of a possible collision. So it happens within milliseconds. I'm coming up really close to a car at a speed that the Maserati know if I continue at this speed, and that car continues at the speed that it's at, whether it's stopped or moving slowly, that I'm gonna cause a collision. So it goes like this pretty much. And then I step on the brakes and it's instantaneous. So it doesn't necessarily put on the brakes for you. And again, one of those things that you can't really test out or show because you don't want to ever put yourself in that situation to where you have to use it. At the same time, you know, with this being a dealership car, you definitely don't want to do that. But either way, it's very helpful. But that's part of the driver assistance package, and the surround view camera is really awesome here. Now, if you're wondering why there's a big black spot there, all right, so it's because I have the door open. So this is the actual camera. This is actually the stuff around me here. As you can see, the shadows to the Fiats here, all right, and you can see everything around me. This is in real time. So once I close the door, now you'll see the actual ground below me. All right, so that camera needs to be able to see that. But you have the surround view with the rear. You have just the rear full screen. You have the front, and then you have the front with the surround view. So again, with that driver assistance package, it's just very nice to have. Now, other than that, you have your typical HVAC control, dual zone controls for that. Underneath here, you have your SD card. You have your USB 2.0, not USB-C yet. Maserati hasn't adapted to that yet. And your aux cable. And then you also have a slot for your cell phone, but no charger, no wireless charger there, just your cell phone to set as stowage where you can put it, place it, and tuck it away. Now with the Granlusso, you do have the open cup holder set up, all right, to where on the entry-level models, you can have it to where it's just the cup holders or the doors. This one, they changed them over. So for the Granlusso, for the Grand Sport, you're getting the open cup holders, all right, no assistance with that. I think it looks clean and very flush. A lot of people don't like it though. Same with the Giulias. Now, you also have your 8-speed ZF transmission, 2-track system, P for park up top, up for reverse, neutral, all right, drive, and then manual on the side. So with this one, you have no paddle shifter. So if you really want to go into manual mode, you're gonna need to use the stick here. Now you also have your hazards there, all right? You have your traction off button. You have your start stop button where you have an individual button for it there, or you have a button for it on the screen there. And you have the ice mode, which we talked about. Then my favorite, sport mode, where you take it off and those valves close up. But if you turn it on, those valves open up. That's my favorite. Parking, electric parking brake there. All right, and then your radio controls. So volume up for the radio, toggle through the touch screen here, and your menu buttons there, quick buttons. Stowage here, just a little extra stowage. All right, nothing crazy there. And then your split armrest, all right, with the coolers down here where you can actually cool. Actually, this is already on, so I feel the cold air coming through. But you can cool whatever drinks you have in here, whatever espressos or anything you have in here. You can actually let cold air through. So it's really cool, but I'll close that up. And then on the side here, your basic ass start stop button, probably one of the most, I guess, basic start stop buttons in the game. They really need to spruce this up. Make it aluminum or make it red or something like that. Your lighting controls here, as far as your interior lighting, everything like that. And then your exterior lighting's there. All right, you also have a little stowage here for license and registration. I always say it's easy to put that stuff there because you get in a Maserati, a lot of times you may be, you know, an attention grabber for the police, and they're gonna stop up there and see you. Now, you do not have the aluminum pedals here, all right? Just the rubber pedals with the Maserati insignia there. So nothing too crazy as far as that. Telescopic steering wheel, so you can move it forward, backwards. Whoops, all right, let's see if we can get that in the camera. There we go, forwards and backwards. You do have that there. You do not have your pedal adjustments on this one as well, where you can move the pedals. There is a button where you can actually move them closer or further away, but you do not have that option here. But other than that, Alcantara on the headliner and your sunroof, like I said, standard. This is a manual pullover, all right, but then you press the button to actually open the sunroof right here on the head unit, where you have your dome light, your reading light, you have your home link, everything like that. But yeah, I mean, everything just is wonderful inside of this cabin. I really love it. But again, we've talked about it before, Maserati definitely could spruce up the buttons. It's been a while now. It's probably about time when they changed it up. You know, normally most of us, it won't bother. You know, it's just their buttons, as long as they work, they work. But I feel like as Maseratis get even more luxurious, even more technology, even better, they definitely need to change a few things, and the button layout, as far as the type of buttons, the triggers you use, the materials, could be better. Everything that you've seen in here before, same as always. Up front on the odometer, your red line 6.5. Your top speed says 190. You're definitely not getting there, as we discussed earlier. And then all your menus and everything for here can be controlled right here on this side here with your hands-free controls and your driver assistance controls, cruise control, highway assist, everything like that. You have it all set up here. It's a very clean system, very old system, but it works, so we'll leave it at that. As I'm going to the back seat, a couple things I forgot to mention. Glove box, pretty deep in there, 2-shelf system there. And then your blind spot right there on your mirror. You can see the triangle where you see the Alfa Romeo Stelvios. You can kind of see it there, but it's there. And then your seat memory here. You have 2 on the seat memory. One of those things I wish it was 3. I just have seen it in cars of, you know, the last couple of years. So I wish there was 3 in the seat memory, but not going to complain too much about it, because obviously, you know, there's 2 people that normally would drive a car. Say if you have, you know, a guest, or you maybe a, you know, son, daughter, you know, that are around the age. But I mean, it is a Maserati. Maybe they're not insured to drive something like this. All right, so hopping in the back, plenty of room. I didn't even adjust the seat, and as you guys can see, I have plenty of room, being 5'11", to where I move my knees. And I'm not touching that back seat. I was sitting very comfortably up front. This beautiful seat in the back with the Cuyo leather, and then the narrow net there. This, very basic, nothing to it. There's not even a compartment here to open. 2 vents, and that's it. Not so luxury, but the rear door panel here it's the same as up front. Harman Kardon speaker, Cuyo leather, the nice stitching and indentions, the wood, the aluminum, everything is the same in the back as it is up front. All right, so I do like that part. The seats, again, the same as well. So you do have that naturally drilled leather, and very nicely bolstered, very nicely stitched. just looks clean and is very comfortable back here, very comfortable up front. And your center feed here, where you have a couple of cup holders there, look really good because I do like the chrome trim around it. The chrome lever right here where you have a little extra storage space, but there's no charger here. Nothing to charge your phones in the back. Again, not so luxury, Maserati, not so luxury. All right, so I can't open this. There's no thing to open this, to open up a USB port. There's nothing in the armrest to have a USB port. So you're stuck with whatever's all the way up front or whatever's in the glove box, which I can see being a pain trying to run a cord from up there to back here. So that's something that they can definitely, you know, improve as far as the convenience and luxury and just all around stuff that you should have in a car of this price range. Speaking of price range, let's talk about how much this thing costs. I usually do this up front, but I'm either too comfortable or too lazy to get up front. So I'm going to chill back here and do this in the back so you guys can see the sticker, the options, what everything costs, and the final MSRP on this 2020 Maserati Ghibli Granlusso rear-wheel drive. So at a starting price, you're looking at $78,490 US. After all the options added on, you're looking at a total price of $83,900, and that is after your $1,100 destination fee. All right, you also have a preparation and delivery fee at $300. All right, so what do you get for $83,000? Well, not too bad, right? The reason being is this is the lower engine level, so you have the 345 twin turbo V6 instead of the 424 horsepower twin turbo V6. But what it says is Granlusso expresses its luxury nature with standard class, exclusive Ermenegildo Zinnia silk, and appointments in chrome and exterior accents. Now this doesn't have the Ermenegildo Zinnia silk. Only reason being is because we optioned out the Piano Flore natural leather. Normally standard, you'll get the silk inserts for the Granlusso models, so it says it on the sticker, but you'll see only additional options, which we'll go to now, that we added that seat specifically. So high gloss wood trim, $400. Piano Flore natural leather seats. What we're talking about here, $1,700 for those seats. It's a lot more expensive if you don't have it on a Granlusso model. 19-inch Proteo silver wheels, $400. In that mica paint, $1,000. You also have the accessories where you have the luggage compartment mat, $75. The luggage compartment net, $55. The umbrella, $90. The sunshade that you have, $150. And the license plate frame at $45. So now on to the standard equipment. As I always do, I'm going to go over this slowly so you guys can see it, but I'm not going to name it all. But the biggest things is your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your Brembo brakes, power sunroof, all right, your Harman Kardon surround sound system, soft closed doors, keyless entry, a lot of goodies that will come standard on the Granlusso model. Sirius XM navigation. All right, you also have your front and rear parking sensors, surround camera, your active blind spot, highway assist, lane keep, full LED headlamps. That comes with these on the Granlusso, as I said. Maserati stability control, automatic hill hold, brake assist, everything like that. So with all that said, you get your warranty then, all right? So refer to warranty info book for specific limitations, but you have a transferable 4-year, 50,000 mile new car limited warranty with 24/7 roadside assistance. Very nice, right? Pretty simple, pretty to the point, but it's not obviously the best in its class. There are others, but I think this is pretty good for a Maserati to be working on these cars and give you 4 years, 50,000 miles. So not bad, but what do you guys think on the price of this Ghibli Granlusso? So there you guys have it, another great Maserati spec, pretty simple spec, black with tan interior, very safe, very classy, but this is the luxury model, so that's what you expect out of something like this. Now with that said, does this Maserati Ghibli Granlusso, the luxury variant, have enough luxury to be called a luxury model? We know things like the nice paint and the nice color interior, like the naturally drilled leather seats, like the technology for level 2 autonomous driving, the windows that are dual pane, the soft closed doors, no hinge, you know, all that stuff. Does it equate to enough luxury to be called a luxury model? That is going to be very subjective, but I know that there is some great competition in this class, like the Mercedes C-Class, that is something that is pretty tough when it comes to trying to beat on luxury. So with that said, this is Maserati's take at it. What do you guys think? How did they do? Now, this is a 2020 model, and not much has changed, if much at all, that we've talked about between this model and the 2019 model. When the 2021 models come out, I have a feeling Maserati is going to do something special. As you guys know, the video previous to this one, we saw spot shots of the 2021 models, and they're changing up the interiors, but not the exteriors. So the interiors might be done up a little bit more different, and they might have a little bit more to offer at this price point. We'll see exactly what happens, hopefully soon in the next month and a half at the Beijing Motor Show. With that said, what do you guys think? Does this Maserati Ghibli Granlusso have the right to be called a luxury sedan in this class, or does it fall short? You guys let me know what you think. Now with that said, if you guys enjoyed the video and learned something, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Giving it a thumbs up helps get it up in the rankings. More people can see it, and we can have a bigger discussion on this 2020 Maserati Ghibli Granlusso. Now with that said, if you guys want to help support the channel, always check the links down below. Down below I have a link to my PayPal. You guys can donate $1 or $2 to the channel if you want to help support it, or you can also check the Patreon subscription as well. You can also, with that, check out the Ron's Rise merch, where I have my Ron's Rise t-shirts, stickers, tank tops, everything like that. You guys want to get the tank tops now because it's starting to get warm. You can definitely do that for the summer months ahead. Now with that said, if you guys want to help also support the channel, check out the Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all my social media stuff where I post Maserati, Alfa Romeo, and Ferrari content before or even if it makes it to the channel. And last but not least, subscribe, click that notification bell so you can get these videos straight to your inbox as soon as they come out. Now with that said, you guys be blessed, drive safe, thank you for your time, and we'll see you guys in the next Ron's Rise video. Peace.